My name's Elsie. I did how can the mortality rate of Indigenous women with cervical cancer be reduced? Well, I've always been really interested in Indigenous health and I wanted to pick something relevant to modern Australia. I started off with the idea of doing maternal deaths in India. So I started with that and I just couldn't find any information on it. So then I changed topic to volunteering in Asia, couldn't find any information on it. And I was like, Indigenous health, why not? Relevant to Australia. And I researched different things that really impact Indigenous people in Australia. So lung cancer and cardiovascular disease. But then I found out a fact that said Indigenous women are 5 times more likely to die from cervical cancer than non-Indigenous, in Australia specifically. And I just thought, that can't be true. First world country, that's such a big difference. So I researched further into it. Well, I used a variety of resources, everything from YouTube clips to media releases, journal articles, and relevant and reliable websites and stuff. But the most useful information I found was from the Australian Bureau of Statistics and the Australian Institute of Health and Welfare, because they had lots of new journals out at the time of my research project, so it was really helpful. Yeah, the interviews provided me with heaps of first-person information. Of course, it's really difficult because I did something to do with Indigenous women that their women's business is a really sensitive topic, and it was a bit unethical for me to interview Indigenous women and Indigenous people. So I had to go to other sources such as doctors, but they're always really busy, and academics and stuff, they don't really have time to talk to you. But yeah, the interviews I did do were really useful, provided me with heaps of information. I did a report, and in my report I detailed everything. So for my research project personally, I created 4 focus questions and I researched into those 4 focus questions, and then that was they were each paragraph in my report, and you have to do something with your report. So to make it look because mine was to do with a relevant topic, I thought why not send it into the Australian government? Didn't get a reply, but I still did it. There was a purpose to my report. It was really, really difficult for me to get interviews. I emailed 58 people and a few different companies and stuff. And I got 2 replies, which I did over the internet, over email. I interviewed them, and I interviewed 1 doctor in person. I was very persistent. Like I said, I emailed 58 people. They didn't reply to my emails. I gave them a call. So you have to just be on top of it. You have to know when to keep going until you get an answer and stuff. If you're not really interested in your topic, you're not going to have any motivation to do it, because it's the longest project you'll do in year 12, and if you don't pick something you love, you'll just stop it. You'll just be nah, Siebes. Pick a topic you love, stay organised, keep every note you make, every scribble, every checklist, keep it all, because it can all go on a folio to be marked, and just stay on top of it. Don't lose track. Keep a timetable of from week 1 to week 16, however long it goes for, and tick off every single thing. Academically, it definitely did. Referencing is a huge thing at university, and the research project really develops your referencing skills, as well as academic writing and reflection of yourself and how you learn. It really helps you develop those sort of things. But in a different way, it just helped me gain more understanding of Indigenous culture. After my 5-year degree, I really want to work in Indigenous communities, and it just gave me a deeper understanding of how they work and their systems and stuff.